great master used to say, his teaching, his method, the path of the masters, Sant Mat, is meant for the brave, not for the weak. You have to be a warrior. He used to use the word. You have to be a warrior to be in this path. Why did he say that? What is the need to be brave and warrior in order to meditate and find yourself? He explained that many of us cannot cope up with the pralabdha, the destiny we are born with. And we try to run away from it. We are cowards. If we cannot face what we designed as an experience of destiny, then that is not a spiritual path at all. That's escapism. The path of the Master says, you should be strong and be warriors and face your life where you have been placed in the middle. Cope up with all the ups and downs of destiny. And then in the middle of it, escape and go back to your home from this network into which you have come.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's satsang. So today's Shabad is by an anonymous singer, Madho Hum Aisa Tu Aise, which means the translation, "O Lord, this is what we are and this is what you are." After that, Growing in Gratitude by Sarah Hardevi. After that, we'll have a short introduction by Michael as usual. Then today's talk is by Puneet. Topic is, who is the creator and what is the creation? After that, we'll have a short dhyan session. Then we'll play Master's YouTube video and then we'll do group meditation with love and devotion. Thank you so much. Now we'll have the Shabad.
Can you read the translation?
Oh, yeah, sure. 1 minute. Okay. So the translation is, title of the Shabad, Madho Hum Aise Tu Aisa. So, O Lord, this is what we are and this is what you are. We are sinners and you are the destroyer of the sin. Your abode is so beautiful, O Lord and Master. We are filthy and you are immaculate. O Creator Lord, we are worthless and you are the great giver. We are fools and you are wise and all-knowing. You are the knower of all things. O Lord, this is what we are and this is what you are. You fashion all, and having fashioned them, you bless them. You bestow upon their soul, body, and the breath of life. We are worthless. We have no virtue at all. Please bless us with your gift, O merciful Lord and Master. O Lord, this is what we are and this is what you are. You do good for us, but we do not see it as good. You are kind and compassionate forever and ever. You are the giver of peace, the primal Lord, the architect of destiny. Please save us, your children. You are the treasure, eternal Lord King. All beings and creatures beg of you. Says Nanak, such is our condition. Please, Lord, keep us on this path of saints. O Lord, this is what we are and this is what you are. Thank you so much. Now we'll have the Shabad.
Radha Swami to all. Bani Guru Nanak Ji. Madho hum aise tu aisa, Madho hum aise tu aisa, हम पापी तुम पाप खंडन हम पापी तुम पाप खंडन नीको ठाकुर देसा नीको ठाकुर देसा माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा हम मैले तुम उज्ज्वल करते तुम निर्गुण दो दाता हम मैले तुम उज्ज्वल करते हम निर्गुण दो दाता हम मूरख तुम चतुर सियाने हम मूरख तुम चतुर सियाने तू सर्व कला का ज्ञाता माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा तुम सब साजे साज निवाजे जियो पिंड दे प्राणा तुम सब साजे साज निवाजे जियो पिंड दे प्राणा निर्गुण आरे गुण नहीं कोई निर्गुण आरे गुण नहीं कोई तुम दान देओ मेहरबाना माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा तुम करो भला हम भलो न जाने तुम सदा सदा दयाला तुम करो भला हम भलो न जाने तुम सदा सदा दयाला तुम सुखदाई पुरख विधाते तुम सुखदाई पुरख विधाते तुम राखो अपने पाला माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा हम पापी तुम पाप खंडन हम पापी तुम पाप खंडन नीको ठाकुर देसा नीको ठाकुर देसा माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा तुम निधान अटल सुल्तान जी जंत सब जाचे तुम निधान अटल सुल्तान जी जंत सब जाचे कहो नानक हम रहे हवाला कहो नानक हम एहे हवाला राख संतन के पाछे माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा हम पापी तुम पाप खंडन हम पापी तुम पाप खंडन नीको ठाकुर देसा नीको ठाकुर देसा माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा माधो हम ऐसे तू ऐसा माधो हम में से तू ऐसा। राधा स्वामी जी। राधा।
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to our corner, Growing in Gratitude. Today we will talk about gratitude for the unwanted, difficult things that happen to us, because there is really a deep meaning in gratitude for the difficulties. For besides gratitude to the Lord for the goodies He granted us with, in gratitude for the unwanted difficulties, there is an expression of submission that we accept His will with love. Surrender sweeten the pains. When one accepts the difficulties in submission, then one does not feel any sorrow from them. But if a person gets into sadness and complains about his difficulties, this is the best recipe for lasting grief. Therefore, it is worthwhile to be innocent before God and pray like Hazur Baba Saban Singh Ji Maharaj suggested. My Lord, I am ignorant. I don't know what to ask from you. Give me that which you think best for me, and give me the strength and wisdom to be happy about what you deem fit to give me, and about how and where you keep me. Especially when expressing gratitude in difficult time, we truly experience the grace of the Lord. The purpose of creation is to reveal the mercy of the Lord through the Master. And when we feel grateful for everything, good or bad, then we are immediately linked to the sublime purpose, the mercy and grace, which is being showered upon us by the Master. I wish all of us to grow in gratitude to our beloved Ishwar Puriji and to enjoy the magic of his abundance, love, and grace. Thank you very much. Thank you, Master, for this event.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Can you
morning.
hear me well?
Yes.
Oh, good. I just I put Master's picture in front of me, so I can't see like who's on the. Welcome everyone. Thank you, Sarah Hardevi, for the beautiful gratitude words, and thank you, Anonymous, for your beautiful shabd. We really appreciate it. We have Anonymous 1 and Anonymous 2. So welcome everyone to God's classroom, where we all meet here to complete the course of spirituality, of Simran, Bhajan, and to transport ourselves with the divine grace of the Master from mortals into divine beings. That this is really God's classroom, that satsang is only one part of God's classroom, and God's classroom is many parts. One part of God's classroom is satsang, another part is meditation, another part is simran, and then a very, very important part of God's classroom is service, service to humanity and service to the whole world. That here we sit in God's classroom to really enrich ourselves, and whatever we cannot grasp in satsang from the teachings of the saints, then he puts us into the real test in the world, where we go through actual experiences, and whatever we do not grasp in satsang, in meditation, and from whatever is coming from Master's mouth, then we grasp it in real life. And sometimes it's a hard experience, and we suffer. And through the suffering of a hard experience in the real classroom, which is the outside life, then we learn that we all have went through many teachings in the big classroom of life. That in the big classroom of life, we go through those experiences that teach us. Like Master says, don't be attached. But we read it, but we do not experience, we do not learn it. Then in real life, sometimes he puts us in situations where we are attached to somebody or something, and it's taken out from us, and then we roast in the fires of attachments when we lose that thing or that person, and then we learn that way. We learn from the actual experiences of life how to be unattached. That sometimes we have to fall and then learn the lesson. That this path of spirituality is really a long, long path. It's a long path, and that's why I put the video that brother Barry made about that. It is only for the courageous. It is only for the very brave. That Guru Nanak says that out of millions, hardly one, O Nanak, finds the path of spirituality. That out of millions, only one. And then in the Adigrant, it says, true devotees of thine, O Lord, are only few, are only very, very few. That this path is not for everybody. It is for only the brave, those who really want to annihilate themselves in the Lord. That before we get a glimpse of absolute reality, a glimpse of the highest regions, then we have to give up, we have to sacrifice not only ourselves, but this whole world, rather the three worlds, that in order to have a glimpse of the highest truth, of the absolute truth, all these things have to be sacrificed. And the sacrifice is not in the physical sense, it's in the mental sense, that we have to sacrifice all these things mentally. The renunciation or sacrifice is on the mental level. Um, so that's why this path is very, very, very hard, and only very few tread this path of of spirituality. When I was first initiated by Santakar Singh, my holy master, I used to think that this path is for everybody, and I went out loud and I was telling all my cousins, all my relatives, all my friends about it. And so many people have started ridiculing me and saying that I have joined a cult, that I don't know the truth, that I even used to have like one girlfriend, and I told her that, you close your eyes and you can see suns and moons and stars and skies. And she looked at me and she said, well, I can see that with my eyes open. Why do I have to close my eyes? That this was her reaction. And so then life taught me the lesson that really to keep my mouth shut. Ultimately, after many years, I have learned to keep my mouth shut and to only explain the path to those who ask for it. That only those who ask for it, then I answer their question. But those who don't ask for it, since Guru Nanak says that hardly one in millions tread this path, is interested in this path, then it's better to keep the mouth shut and let the seekers come and ask the spiritual questions to us. That it's better than just to go and start telling the people and preach to the people that they don't understand. That it is like in spirituality, like Master used to say, it's like throwing diamonds to the swine. Like they won't understand what a diamond is, because everybody, in this world, everybody, we go through thousands and thousands and thousands of human lives and lower lives in the animal body. And this path is very, very long, and only very, very few ask to go back home to the true Father, to the mansion of the Father. Only very, very few ask. And the path of yesterday, I talked about the path of religion, the path of science, and the path of philosophy, and I explained that religions, the religions are second-hand information. People depend on the experiences of a prophet or a saint that have been here and he left the world. So it's a second-hand experiences. So we see all the people who are interested in religion, they don't care about the past, they don't care about the future, they only care about the present life, and they are carried by the phenomena of life. They are carried by the events of life, and they are interested only in this life. They don't care about the past and the present, and they don't seek anything further. Only they care about the events of this life, and they are carried. That's where the saints call them the blind, that they are blind, even though that in the Holy Bible it says, light shineth on darkness, but darkness comprehended it not. That even though you shine the light of truth on people, however they won't understanding. Hearing we hear, but we do not understand, and seeing we see, but we do not perceive. It's also written in the Holy Scriptures, especially in the Holy Bible, that not everyone is ready for this path, and this path is only for the few, for the few, and not even the philosophers. The philosophers, as I talked yesterday, they reason with their intellect. They use the intellect, and the intellect is part of the experience of the whole, so it cannot explain the whole. And they use, deductive and inductive reasoning, which is only guesswork, which is only guesswork. However, and philosophy and also psychology. In psychology, there is in the study of psychology, they need for an experiment, they need the subject and the object, and without any of them, then the experiment cannot be done. However, in mystical intuition, in mystical knowledge, the subject and the object can blend and dissolve into each other in one moment of eternity, in one moment of consciousness. So mystical knowledge is immediate consciousness, and it doesn't need any proof. It has the proof into itself. The proof is built into it. In the immediate consciousness, in the mystical path, the proof is right there, embedded in it. So in order to really reach the highest spiritual heights, the tablet of our mind has to be cleansed. It has to be cleansed from the rust of materialism, that our soul, in order for it to shine in its splendid, magnificent, naked beauty, it has to be scrubbed from the rust of materialism, from the rust of so many thousands of lives that we had in the sensual life, that we had so many lives running after sensual desires, and all that is embedded in us, and it has to be cleansed. That's why this path is a long path, and it requires perseverance, requires patience, and requires the perfect living master, the adept, the pure one, who can shine his purity on us, who we can absorb his purity by talking to him, by looking at him, and by putting our full attention on the perfect one. Then all his qualities start to be absorbed in our soul. And that's how he changes us. He changes us because he is like a philosopher's stone. He has changed himself, and he can change others. So philosophers say that, since they never had a spiritual transport, since they never have transcended the physical realm, then everything for them is a delusion, and it's not reality. However, in order for them to learn the true reality, they have to have a spiritual transport. They have to transcend the physical covers and the mental covers, and that's where the truth is found. After the soul shines in its luminous beauty after it transcends the physical and the mental covers. Then all answers can be found. All answers can be given to us when we really transcend from the physical into the astral, and then into the causal, and then we find ourselves as soul in the par brahm. And from there, we wait for the grace of the master to pull us into absolute truth and absolute reality. So yes, so this path is the path of cleanliness, that the tablet, the mirror of our soul, has to be cleansed and has to become immaculate. And that's when we can see our own glory, our own beauty of soul and God. Um, so mystical knowledge is the illumination of the soul when weaned of its physical, of its mental covers, and comes in direct contact with reality. Um, it's an actual realization of absolute truth. That is what mystical knowledge is. That's what this mystical path is. And every saint sat in this classroom of life, sat in the classroom of of his perfect living master, sat in the classroom and completed the course of spirituality. There is a letter of Baba Sawan Singh I saw yesterday. I don't know who shared it on our group, but I thought maybe I should read it because it's very important and it shows that there is a possibility for everyone here, that we are all sitting in God's classroom and we all have to graduate. Otherwise, what's the use of coming to a classroom and not graduating? But the only problem is that not all of us, that there are many initiates of the perfect living master, but very, very few devotees, very few disciples. There are many, many initiates, thousands of initiates, but very few true lovers, true devotees, and true disciples. The true lovers, true devotees, and true disciples, they abide by the commandment of the master. Whatever master says in his teachings, they live it up. They live it up and they go by every word that he teaches and then they graduate. So the true devotees are the ones that complete the course and graduate and become divine beings from regular mortals. That at some point we're going to have to graduate this classroom and become a divine human graduate. A divine human graduate is somebody who lives in this world as a God woman or a God man and has the full access to all the spiritual regions and to God and the kingdom of God and lives in that totality of consciousness. That is what the perfect master is. He's the one that makes us. Without him, we can become nothing. Without him, we cannot even go one step in the inner regions, in the subtle planes, because then we will be without him. We will be lost. We will be deluded, and we will be attracted by the negativity that has traps for us on every step and every level inside. So without the perfect living master, it is so hard, and actually it is impossible. It is like saying, I want to travel from here to the Middle East, and you don't know how. You're just gonna travel on foot, but there you're gonna face the ocean and you're gonna face the deserts, and so the master is our pilot. He puts us in his boat. He knows the way, and he takes us. So maybe I should read that letter of Sant Kirpal Singh because it is so that Baba Sawan Singh wrote to Sant Kirpal, because it just shows that we're all sitting in the classroom of God. So it says, Dear Kirpal Singh, we people have come into the world to serve the Lord. You keep yourself engaged in meditation and complete the course of spirituality. But the service of His creation is equally essential. Look at me. I remain engaged in the service of humanity from morning till night. Sometimes I do not get sufficient time to do meditation, but Hazur Maharaj Baba Jamal Singh Ji used to say that service to humanity is no less important than meditation. And if you feel that people do not pay as much attention to our love as they should, we do not expect any compensation for our services to the satsang. All sorts of people come to satsang. There are some whose hearts are overwhelming, overflowing with love and are ready to sacrifice their all, body, mind, and money. There are some also who indulge in talk and calumny. They are ever ready to slander. But our duty is to love all. If they do not give up their wicked ways, why should we leave our noble ways? My advice to you is that you should do satsang while fulfilling your official duties honestly, and also complete your course of Bhajan and Simran. I am greatly pleased with you. You are serving the Lord with all your resources, body, mind, and money. Convey the Radha Swami to Bibi, Krishna, and love to the children. Yours, Sawan Singh. This just shows us that every saint had his past and every sinner has his future, and we are all will have our future in God, and all what we have to do is just concentrate on the path. That the first step of mysticism, the first step that we have to learn on this path is concentration. Concentration is the most important thing. As God does not reside in the lower chakras, we have to come up here to the doorway of the kingdom of God, where God resides here at the headquarters of the inner eye, where the inner eye is, where our soul is, that we have to learn how to concentrate, which is the most important thing. If we look at outer practices, such as which are not spiritual, such as mesmerism, hypnotism, clairvoyance, they all use the technique of concentration, and that's how through concentration, but their concentration is not inner, their concentration is external and outer. However, they gain a lot of willpower. They gain willpower, and their will becomes very, very powerful when they concentrate on external objects, and then they can subdue the weaker people with weaker willpower, with weaker minds. Then they can subdue them and they can control the things of this world. They can control the people of this world, the minds of this world, because by external concentration, they can make their mind very powerful and it can control other minds. And that's what hypnotism, mesmerism, and clairvoyance, all these things, they use this concentration. However, it does not increase their spiritual awareness. Spiritual awareness only increases when concentration is rifted into the inside, when we learn how to concentrate inside. And it's so hard to concentrate inside. Even me, like sometimes I sit for hours and I'm trying to concentrate, but my mind is going here and there, pulled by this rope and pulled by that rope. And, because it is a hard path. So that's why the masters give us Simran. They give us Simran and the contemplation of the form of the master, to help us concentrate. So we have to be serious when we sit for meditation. First of all, we have to beg for grace, beg for master to meditate for us and help us. This is the first thing that we should do in order to master full concentration, is ask master to do the concentration for us, beg him, then try to sit here, imagine ourselves here at the third eye center, and start to concentrate on Simran and Bhajan and Dayan of the master, contemplating on the form of the master. So concentration is the first step of mysticism, of this path, that we have to learn how to concentrate. Once we learn how to concentrate, then everything becomes easier, because then we are sitting at the doorway of God and the kingdom of God, and then we are waiting for His grace up here. And then once He graces us, then the doorway into the spiritual realms opens up, and we can have a spiritual transport in the higher realms of the astral, causal, and Parbrahm, and up to God and the kingdom of God. So this is my introduction for today, and thank you, Master, for the seva. And I welcome my very dear brother Puneet.
Hello, Brother Michael. Is my audio good?
Yes.
Will I turn on my video now? Yes. Okay. So thank you, Brother Michael, for this amazing talk. I really love listening to you every day. It is my favorite line today was every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. It just makes you realize that everyone has a chance and everyone can take charge of their life and make something good out of it, no matter what you have done. So yes, that was very important for many of us to hear. So today's topic is actually very complicated, very difficult for me to understand and grasp. I've been trying to understand this creation since I was in maybe grade 5, when I was 8 or 9 years old. I used to go to the roof of my building and look at the stars and, wonder who is the creator? What is this creation? Who am I? What am I really? And, I'm 24 years old now, and still the question it is being answered by Ishwarji, by Dr. Chand, and by many other scientists. But yes, it is still a little complicated for me to grasp as well. But I'll try to share what I have understood until now. And so basically, I because this topic is complicated, I would request Dr. Chand, when he speaks on Friday this week, he would correct the mistakes I make or elaborate the things that I'm not explaining well. So in my previous talk, when I spoke about ambition, I was hinting around the subject of, the purpose of life and what is the, purpose of creation. It was to experience love, and it is all an adventure. Ishwarji always emphasizes on the point that this life is not for us to suffer, to experience suffering. It is for us to experience an adventure and to experience love. Even the seva we do, the meditation, the journey of the spiritual path, it is all a function, a part of the experience of love. So today, what I'm going to talk about is beyond the purpose. That is, who is the creator and what is the creation? And I would like to answer the question itself right now. Who is the creator? It is us. And when I say us, it is a little complicated to understand, right? How can the creator be so many? But yes, we have learned through Ishwarji's video that, the creation became from one to many. And we realized the journey way back, from many to one. So the creator is us, meaning that we are all drops of oceans, but also at the same time, we are the ocean itself. And what is the creation? The creation is attention. It is dhyan. Because the mind and body, they operate, or rather they cannot operate without attention. Attention energizes them. But we also say that the soul energizes them. So basically, attention is the closest possible description of a soul. I'm saying this in my words. So attention is the closest possible description of a soul, because our mind cannot think beyond time and space. And unless we really experience with meditation what a soul really is, we can describe it with just one word, and that is attention. Because mind and body cannot operate. This physical creation cannot be experienced without attention. So let's talk about the creation first, and because of understanding the creation, we will understand who is the creator. So I'm going to share my screen now through my computer, and I'm going to explain you through a short diagram of what I thought of. So basically, when Ishwarji was speaking during the meditation workshop last month, I was thinking about these questions of creation and who is the creator. And it was really disturbing my mind because I was not able to get around through it. But when he was speaking, suddenly, this burst of knowledge, which we call institution, this diagram popped into me. It was just in front of me. So I quickly went out and, made a short description, a short diagram of what I could see and understand. So here it is. I will check if we all can see that. Okay, cool. So the circle in the bottom, it is the physical plane. Now this physical plane includes the whole of space that we experience from Earth, the planet Earth, and the whole cosmic universe that we see, all the galaxies and universes, all the galaxies that we see combined, the 96 trillion light year long universe that we know of, that scientists keep researching about. This is the physical plane. And I'll explain what the red line is at the end of this description. And above the physical plane, we have the astral plane. And the astral plane, as they say, is 8 times bigger than the physical plane. I drew it a little bigger. Then above astral plane, there is the causal plane, which is even bigger. So now, while I'm explaining these three are a part of time and space. This is the creation of time and space. We all can think and understand and experience life with the help of mind and body between these three realms. So now what happens on the physical plane is we believe and we can actually experience free will. So on physical plane, we cannot avoid free will. We have to experience it no matter what. Even right now, if someone offers you tea or coffee, you still have to choose, right? And Ishwarji keeps emphasizing on the point that this free will is inescapable. And it is the reason why we have this human life. It is for us to have this experience of seeking. So when you look at the physical plane, we have pure, absolute free will. But when we go to the astral plane and the causal plane, we realize that it was all predetermined. It was all pre-written. In fact, at the causal plane, we will see the Akashic records, where we can see our whole life was pre-written. So at the astral and causal plane, you realize that there was no true free will. But then, when we go beyond the causal plane, when we go to Parabrahm, we understand that we were the ones who created that CD, who chose that CD, right? That Akashic record. So in true sense, we exercised free will by choosing our own destiny as souls. But when we reach Parabrahm, we also realize that we are all different souls. We are still not one yet. But so we realize that it was consciousness, it was totality of consciousness who actually, created the soul and, experienced one to many. So we weren't actually the ones who chose the CD. It was consciousness who made the soul choose the CD, because consciousness already knew what CD we are going to choose. But when you merge with Sachkhand, when you merge with totality, when you reach the top, you realize that it was you who created the CDs as well. It was you who created all the souls, all the many to one. And it was actually your choice. So you are the one who decided to create the record, to create the life as we are living it. So in the truest sense, we believe that we might not have free will. It is all pre-written, but we are the ones who actually wrote it. So according to the level of consciousness that we have, we experience different kinds of free will and the absence of free will. But at the totality, at the top, we understand that it was us who made the choice. So the life that we are living right now is actually free will. We decided to have this life, and that is why we are living it. Now, coming to the red line that I'm talking about here. This red line, okay, so before that, beyond Parabrahm, there is Bhavar Gufa that Ishwarji talks about. It's a tunnel with absolute darkness that we cannot experience in time and space. And beyond Bhavar Gufa, to cross it, we need a perfect living master. And when we cross it, we reach Sachkhand. So now even Sachkhand is a plane of experience. Sachkhand makes the journey complete. When we go through this time and space, this experience, this creation of God Kal, who is a colleague who created this time and space, and he invited the rest of the souls to come and experience life, it all would feel incomplete if there was no Sachkhand. If we did not all merge into totality, into one, the journey would be incomplete. So Sachkhand is what makes the journey complete. It is totality of consciousness. And that is why Ishwarji says that even Sachkhand is an experience of creation. And it is very important. The journey would be incomplete without Sachkhand. But at Sachkhand, we also realize that it is a part of creation, it is a part of experience. So there we have total knowledge. We understand that even this totality is a part of experience. But yes, the red line that is coming out of Sachkhand, that is the sound current. That is the Shabad Dhun that we meditate on. Now, when the Shabad Dhun is traveling to Sachkhand, to Bhavat Gufa, through Parabrahm, and when it reaches time and space, it takes different kinds of forms in time and space. It can operate the universal mind, the individual mind. It becomes attention. The sound current takes the form of attention to make us, have this experience of life. So what we actually do is, we are here in this physical plane. When we meditate, we connect to the red line. So these individual red lines are souls, if you can imagine. And when we meditate inside, we meditate on the sound current. We go within and we connect to the big sound current. And as we keep traveling through the planes of consciousness, we reach Sachkhand. But this sound current, this attention, it was created by the creative intelligence, the soul. And without this attention, life would not be possible to experience. Now, all right, let's talk about. So I'm not sure if we are all able to comprehend the true power of attention. So when I say attention, I mean that it is soul itself. To explain you better the function of free will and attention, I would stop the screen share now. Oh yes, before, okay, let's do that. I'll share it again. So let's compare free will that we have, and let's compare our free will, our life, with animals. So animals are instinct driven. Whatever the mind and body says, they have to follow it. That is how they experience life. But they still have attention. And that attention is the source of life. And that attention is stuck in their mind and body because it is a bhog juni. That is where we pay off karma. But in human life, when you talk of free will, we have free will of attention. What actually is free for us? It is attention. Wherever we want, we can put it. So the truest form of free will is actually the free will of attention. And wherever the attention goes, the divine energy flows. So if you put our attention to the outside world, we would be aware of it. And when we become unaware of the outside world, of the creation, when we put our attention within, by meditation, we would experience the true powers of attention, of how attention took the form of sound current, and how the creation, is happening through high tides, low tides. How is the individual mind being operated by the causal mind? So the individual mind is connected with the universal mind at all times. But the same way, our soul is connected to the absolute at all times. And that is what gives power to the mind and body. The connection that the soul has with the absolute is what makes mind and body useful. Now, the most critical part, I'll share my screen again. Yes. So I've written a note over here. I'm not sure if you all can see. Yes, you can. So I've written, my handwriting is bad, please ignore that. I've written, all of this is happening at Sachkhand. So this is what Ishwarji says. And it was very difficult for me to understand. It is still very difficult for me to understand. He says that we never left Sachkhand. We were always really there. And this planes of creation, this levels of creation, it is all a part of experience. When we remove the attention from the outside world and reach within, we understand that we never really left Sachkhand. So all of this that I spoke about is actually happening inside of us. It is happening at Sachkhand. So this tricky part makes us understand that to have this experience, we made that choice and we created this within ourselves. And through attention and through sound current combined, we experience this life, this creation. So I hope this helps us understand what really I'm talking about. Now, to summarize, I would like to read, a small summary that I've written. So the creator is us, and which we created out of free will. And attention is the medium through which we experience the creation. All right. The most important part is that the soul energizes the mind and body, and it energizes it through, forms, through the power of sound current and attention. Also, I would like to stress again that the purpose of this creation is love, and all the adventures that we'll go through in life will be a part of the experience of love. At the end, what would remain is love. Now, so I hope this, I can say, rather unstructured talk would, make sense somehow. I was not, as much as I tried to prepare for it, it was still difficult to do it. But I hope that when I speak next, I would try to do this again. And even on Friday, when we speak with Dr. Chand, we both can maybe together put up a presentation where we explain this again. And we would also try to bring in other aspects of creation into this. So yes, thank you for listening, and looking forward to Dr. Chand's talk on Friday. Thank you.
Thank you, dear brother Puneet. You are so valuable to us, and your seva is appreciated by everyone, and especially by Master. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we love you. Now we can do 5 minutes of meditation to prepare ourselves for our Holy Father, so we can enjoy him and try to bring ourselves to the third eye center so we can grasp every word he says. So 5 minutes of meditation.
If everything is pre-planned, then we don't exercise our free will. Won't we end up with a messy life and not taking responsibility for our actions?
The beauty is what we think is free will is also predetermined. When we feel we are making an effort, we don't know it's predetermined, so it looks like we are doing it now. So therefore, when somebody says, if everything is predetermined, why should I do anything? Because whatever you are doing is predetermined, including the thought whether I should do it or not do it. So the confusing part is that we think some items are predetermined, others are not. That is not true. Even our thinking, even the way we seek, even the way we decide to do things, even the way we put effort is all predetermined, but we don't know it. Therefore, we should put in the best effort so that we say this was predetermined. The truth is, of course, everything is predetermined, but it does not alter by our saying, okay, if it is predetermined, I won't do this. That means even that was predetermined for you to say that. So that is why there's no exception to that. But the experience is of free will. It's not that the free will is real now. Free will was real when it was made and determined by us. Today, it's a free will of experience. And that's useful because we can feel we are taking responsibility and making decisions. We can feel we are seeking. We feel we are going towards a certain thing. That feeling is important. And for the feeling of seeking, free will is important. But free will pervades everything, including the desire to say, I have free will or I don't have free will. This is sometimes questioned. If I have no free will, why should I do anything? Well, what you just said was also part of your predetermination.
Namaste, Guruji. Why is there a need for a guru in our lives? Can one pointedness devotion to God give us enlightenment and bring us back to our real home?
Yes, if you have seen God, you don't need a guru at all. Whoever has seen God does not need a guru, but nobody has seen God. Ultimate God in Sachkhand, nobody has seen, nobody can see. The only way to know that if you can see God, that means you're separate from God. And God is not separate from anything, is total. Nothing is outside of God, therefore, how can you see? The only way to experience God is to be merged in God, to become that. Therefore, to say, I love God whom we have never seen, separating Him is the very first error. When you separate yourself from God, you're not realizing what God is. God is total. God is everything. There's nothing outside of it. None of us are outside of it. No individual is outside of it. No seeker is outside of it. God is totality of consciousness. And therefore, nothing can be outside. If nothing is outside, how can you say, I'm separate and looking at God? When you look at something, you make your own God. We have all made our own gods. And we say, we are speaking to God in our head. Do you know who you're speaking to? To your mind. And mind wants you to think it is God. Because mind is acting like God. Mind is directing all our energies outside, as if God is doing that. So we are mistaking our own mind to be God by saying, I can see God inside, I can speak to God. It's mind's pictures being made up. And nobody is there to tell us that it's your mind. But if you have a guru who has gone above the mind in his own personal experience, he can tell you this is mind, this is not God. Therefore, guru is necessary. Without guru, without a living guru, without a guru who can talk to us and say no, we are always being misled by our own minds. So that is why, to avoid this big mistake of taking mind to be God, we need a living person like ourselves, who can talk to us like we talk to each other, who can tell us, because of the actual experience he's having of being beyond the mind, having merged with God, he is the one who can tell us, this is mind, this is not God. So we need a real perfect living guru in our life.
When Master said that he will come back in 200 years as a monk, can you confirm?
I did not hear him say that. And why would he take 200 years? He is where there is no time. He is merged with that which is the totality of everything. There is nothing outside of it. Why would somebody, supposing you reach the same state, which you can reach the same state. The difference between a teacher and a Sant Sadguru is, a teacher teaches you something and does not own up that what he will do about it. He just teaches you a method. A guru makes you like himself. They say there is a philosopher's stone. When you rub iron against the philosopher's stone, it becomes gold. And they compare sometimes that maybe a guru is a philosopher's stone and he is making us iron people into gold. That is not true. He is making us iron people into philosopher's stone, into himself. A guru's job is not to teach. His guru's job is to take you back home, make him the same as himself, and merge you into totality and make you part of God, which you originally belonged to. So there's a big difference between a teacher and a guru. So that is why great master, he was a human being like us. He was no different. He was born like a human being, had illnesses like a human being, ate food like a human being, and went to bathroom like a human being. He did everything like a human being. There was no difference except his awareness had reached totality. And when he spoke to us, he was speaking from somewhere else. He was speaking from totality. And that's the definition of a perfect living master. He is exactly like us. Supposing a master were not like us, let us imagine that a master should be different from us. He should be doing things different than we do. Let us imagine that a master comes into this room while we are sitting here and he's flying in the sky, because that is, we can't do that. And he comes flying up here. We will all look up at him. What will be our thoughts? First we'll say there must be some strings or ropes. This is a trick he's playing. We look around. If we can't find any ropes, some of us might faint. Some of us may say, what is happening here? This is too voodoo stuff. We will probably admire him. We might even worship him, but we will not love him. We will not be able to love him, such a personality. If he suddenly falls down, so many of us will run to help him and we can have some love for him. Don't forget, love is not with the extraordinary. Love is with the ordinary, somebody like us. Therefore, masters take care, perfect living masters take care to come in life where they can be friends, where you can experience love with a person, human being, and not somebody that you're loving an idea or something in your own head. And that is why these masters come as ordinary people. And when you say master can come again, of course, masters can come again. They come again and again. How can you know which is the great master who's coming again? Which is this master coming again? Because they have merged into totality and they can come in any form again. We have been coming in many forms again and again. They can come in many forms again. So this is sort of a myth we like to make because we love a particular master who came in his life. And we say, no, he will come again. He will come again as a new master. Why would he come as the same master again? It's not necessary if he has merged in totality and comes back. So masters come again and again. Always a master. There are sometimes many masters. In this iron age, Kali Yuga, there are many masters. At some time there were fewer masters. But there are always at least one master in this physical world. Always. So that is why seekers, they draw the master down. When we seek, a master comes into our life. Wherever there are seekers, masters will come. No matter which nation, which country, which nationality, which culture, it doesn't matter at all. Masters don't come for any particular group. They don't form groups. We form groups. Masters come for all seekers of all humanity. They do not make any distinction whatsoever. What religion you belong to, what nationality you belong to, they have no concern with that. They come only for the seeker, no matter what your belief system is, no matter what your religion is. They don't say change your religion. They say follow your religion. And the foundation of all religion is the same message, that the truth lies inside you, go in and find out. That's the basis of all religions. If you study the basic thing, what we have done, we have converted the spirituality, the spiritual path into religion by introducing outside ceremonies, outside rituals, And we give more attention to those outside things and make a distinction. We are different from everybody else. That is why I was studying at Harvard University in the United States. And just because I had little extra time, I decided to study the history of religion. Then let me see how many religions there have been. And I wanted to find out this common strength. There must be something common in all the religions. Now, when I studied about 13 or 14 major religions, when I was studying them, I found that their rituals were all different. And therefore, they were different. The message was the same. When I tried to find, even if they have expressed the message clearly, I found even that was not the same. The only common thing in all those 13, 14 religions was, we are the only true one, all others are false. That's the only common thing. They all claimed they were the only ones. I meet people, they say, this is my guru, that is your guru, that's their guru, and ours is the only real one, all others are fake. So you see, once we get into this kind of distinction, we totally forget that God is not the monopoly of anybody, the creator of all of us. And a perfect living master does not come for any particular group, does not come for any particular people. He comes for all seekers. And he comes in different parts of this planet because there are different seekers at different times. He comes like a human being like us, lives like a human being, becomes a friend of ours first, and a master later. Therefore, if a master is not a friend, we can't have that kind of interaction which we need to travel together to a home. When we want to take a journey, even in this world with a friend, we like to chat on the way, we like to fly together, we like to do things. Wouldn't we like to do that with a master? How can we put a master in a pedestal, keep him very far away, and say that we are friends and we are traveling together? Masters come for seekers, they are their friends, and they are with them all the time. And through meditation, they manifest themselves in their disciples and become their friends forever. So that is why these masters, they don't have to come again and again in the same form. They come in different forms as needed by the disciples.
When we wake up in our true home, will we remember the worldly experience? Will that memory of experience DVD last forever?
Yes, that is what we came for. So that we can compare our state of bliss with the state of non-bliss and make the bliss even better. It's only by the opposite experience of what we have had there that we can appreciate our true home. And we have come into this world of duality, pain and suffering, so much misery here, so many disappointments here, so much heartbreak here, so many things which make this look totally imperfect place. Nobody can imagine God could make such a place. People have doubts about God when they see so much pain and misery in this world. How could God create all this? They don't realize God created an illusion of all these things, a shadow of all these things, to make the real thing more appreciated. This is not real. He made it real so that we can appreciate the true reality better. So that is why when we go back to our true home, we do recall this. That is why we appreciate it better. In a story form of creation written by one of the mystics, Kabir, in a book called Anurag Sagar, which means the ocean of love. In that book, he writes how we have come into this world to see the misery of this world and make it real. So that when we go back home, we rejoice more than what we did before we were there. So he calls those souls which left their home for adventure, like us, as Hans, because we, from crows, we become Hans on the way back. We get back with all the knowledge of our truth, back again from the knowledge of ignorance, which we thought was reality here. So we are Hans, and those souls that never left our true home are Bans. Now he says, when the Hanses go back to their true home, they dance and sing with great joy. And the others are already singing already with their bliss. The Bans say to the Hans, why are you singing so much? We are all in the same bliss. And we tell them, you don't know what you're missing. You have never seen something other than what you have. We have. So we are appreciating our bliss even more than you. So that is why There's a purpose in coming here and a purpose in remembering this experience when we go back to our true home.
Is karma action or rather choices you make with a predetermined outcome?
Karma is a great theory. I could speak for an hour on karma alone. Because karma is created by the mind. The soul has no karma. Soul never had karma. In a true home, there is no karma. Karma is created when we come into the world of the mind. The world of the mind has been created through time and space, through past, present, and future. It's a very big illusion. I'll tell you why. When we say we are living in time, what do we mean living in time? This means we have a memory of past. We have a hope for future. And we are living in the present. Now examine this carefully. If we are living in the present, how long is present? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 1 minute? Is it 0 minute? You will find present has no time. The moment I say now, it's past. Before I said it, it was future. Where is the present? And we all say, live in the now. Well, we are living in the now. Can we live anywhere else? Somebody gave me a book saying, live in the now. I said, where else are we living? I can't imagine anybody living anywhere except in the now. We are always in the now and the here. We never go anywhere. There's no there and there is no any other time except now. And now has no time. Now this is the very big, strange kind of experience we are having, that we're living only in a timeless now, yet we feel we are going through time. How can we feel that there is time when we are always in now, which is timeless? The reason is that the short period just gone, which is actually memory of the few minutes gone behind us, gone just away from us, we call present. We calling the immediate past as our present. That is why it's a mistake to think it is now, because just past. Every word we speak is already past. So immediate past is now. Immediate past is present for us. What is past? What is gone already? What has already happened? How do we know there is a past? Only one way: memory. We can remember it. Supposing we did not have memory, there will be no past. And if there is no past, there will be no present. There will be no now. So the creation of past and the present is because of memory. Now think of future. What is future? Let us imagine that these three words, hope, fear, anticipation, which are really the same thing. They are all anticipation. A good anticipation is called hope. Bad anticipation is called fear. Anticipation neutral. Supposing these three words disappear from our dictionaries in all languages, future disappears along with them. Did you know, except for these three functions in our consciousness, there is no future? If we stop hoping, if we stop fearing, there is no future at all. Now, when we hope for something, it is done in time in the immediate past. If we fear something, those fearful things in our mind are in the immediate past. The truth is that what we think is future is also past. So everything is past. Future is past, present is past, and actually past is past also. The only way to recover past is through memory. So do you know that the life we are living here are memory capsules placed inside us, and we are going through them and thinking we are living here in the present? The whole life here is a memory. Memory of what? How can you have a memory if nothing happened? So it must have happened somewhere else. That's how creation of this physical experience has taken place. The memory was created at a higher level at the astral plane. We are playing it out and thinking that the past, present, and future are existing. It's a very wonderfully designed system. How it has been so placed that we think like this. Within the system of past, present, and future, we have linked every experience. with a cause and effect. Everything happens, there must be a cause. Our mind seeks a cause for everything. Anything happens, there must be an effect of that. This business of cause and effect is a mental thing which has created the law of karma. The karma says, if you have a cause, there will be an effect. Now, what is a cause? A cause is an action following from your intention. If you intend to do something, that means you have used what is called free will. If you did not have the experience of free will, there would be no karma. Law of karma will disappear along with the experience. So long as you have experience of free will, you think you are creating karma. It's not being really created. You think it's created, so you experience it. You think you have done something wrong, you are punished, you are experiencing it. It's all being created by the mind through this system, which is operating through our sense perceptions and our physical life, that we create with our intentions certain actions, and those actions then lead to reaction. Supposing you don't act, supposing you only have intention, it is still karma. Karma is being made in the mind, not outside. Even if you don't act, you're still creating karma. So karma is such a beautiful thing that you are creating it all the time, even by thinking about it. So we create so much karma, and there is so much repercussion of that, so much result of that, consequence of what we are constantly thinking about, some good things, some bad things, they all adding up to karma. And then we must be here to bear the result of it, good or bad. Good karma, be rewarded. Bad karma, be punished. And one can't change the other. There's no atonement in it. Supposing you are good today and bad tomorrow, you can't say I'll be good again and then bad will be wiped out. Today is good, reward. Tomorrow is bad, punishment. Day after tomorrow is good, reward. They both go together. Our life, human life, is mixed with both things. Nobody can be human without only good or only bad. If you are only good all the time, a very nice place called heaven, very Vaikunt, and there are beautiful heavens, many of them in the astral plane. You'll be there. That's meant for people who are always good. If you are totally bad, the place is called hell. The Narak, terrible places. If you're always bad, then you should belong there. Only when you have a mixture of good and bad, you become human. Every human being has good and bad. Every human being has two sides. We all at some times are doing good, sometimes things come up which is naughty and not so good. Our mind is like that. That is why we become human. Now, is it a good combination or a bad combination to be good and bad? Normally one would say always be good. Or some people say it doesn't matter, nobody cares, this is a dream anyway, we can be always bad. Now, people who think in extremes like this, they don't become human beings. What is the importance of a mixture is we become human beings. It is only in human being that you can have free will. Only in free will you can have seeking. Only in seeking you can get to the true home. See the beauty of having combination of good and bad. That is why never regret this. Why am I doing some things bad and some things good? Lucky you are doing this. That's what made you human. So this great combination that we are good and bad at the same time is the most fortunate thing. We should look at it in a different way altogether. That we got this opportunity to be human. Sometimes we are punished, sometimes we are rewarded, and that is the state in which we can become human. That's the state in which we can find our true home. It's a worthwhile price to pay to have this combination. So that's why we are very lucky that this law is operating in a way that allows us to seek and to get out of it. Now, karma is such that it, even with the best of karma, it has a time on it. They say that Krishna, the avatar of Vishnu, worshipped by millions of people around the world today. Krishna, when he was young, he was a cowherd. He used to take care of the cows. And he has a friend, Udo, also helping him with taking care of the cows. As a young boy, Krishna goes and tells Udo, he said, Udo, the nature of karma cannot be understood by people. Because they think karma means do good to overcome your bad. That is not karma. Karma is, even if you do all the good in the world, get all the reward, one bad thing will make you be punished for that. And as he was saying this, a little ant crawled by and he told Udo, he said, Udo, look at this ant. Can you see it going? This ant has one time was Brahma, the creator of this universe. One time was Indra, one of the highest heavens. He ruled over it. And today is an ant because of his karma. The fact that he has reached that high state because of good work could not prevent him from becoming an ant because of the bad work. So karma does not atone itself, does not cancel itself. You cannot say, I did something bad, now let me do something good and cancel it. You'll be punished for the bad, rewarded for the good. So many people who have led lives of extremes, extremely bad, evil things they have done, and then become so changed and did very wonderful, beautiful things. They are entitled, because of their actions, to both hell and heaven immediately after this life. And they get a choice. Now you have, by your good deeds, 1 month to stay in this heaven. Bad deeds, very bad deeds, 1 month in hell. The only last choice when you die is, which one do you want first? I sometimes.
All right, my dear holy family, it's now time to go on a journey in the other worlds, in the inner world. So let's forget about the body below and the world outside and come up here where the doorway to the other worlds is. Hold Master's hand, repeat Simran of the holy names slowly with the tongue of thought, with intervals. And I wish you a great journey in the inner worlds. And I hope to see you tomorrow for another holy day in Holy Father God and Holy Ishwarji. Enjoy your meditation and your inner journey. And I'll keep Zoom on for 20 minutes so we can meditate together.